Okay.
Okay, stop, man. Okay, stop, man.
Hey, man, stop.
Hey, man, stop.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up, guys?
It's Wednesday. Wednesday. Gotta get up on Wednesday. Remember that song?
You're about to be value-tained.
It's starting now. Don't let all that other stuff fool you, okay? Okay, what's that? Chop. Okay, we have an update from President of the United States, President Donald Jordan Trump. What's the message about? It's about China. Check this out.
China went to sleep last night with tears in its eyes. Someday soon, however, it will be able to wipe away those tears and smile bigger than ever before. Thank you very much.
Okay, so there we go. A message of positivity and peace and love from President of, what is the country called? United States.
If question 1 passes in Massachusetts, anyone could access the most personal data stored in your vehicle.
Whoa. Okay.
Domestic violence advocates say a sexual predator could use the data to stalk their victims.
Oh my God.
Pinpoint exactly where you are.
Jeez.
Whether you are alone. Even take control of your vehicle.
Watch out.
Vote no on 1.
Oh,
Keep
God.
your data safe.
Cars. How many of us drive them? Answer, many. And today we're going to be looking at a story from the automotive industry. Ooh. This is a crazy story that really illustrates some kind of bigger crap that we're dealing with. And I read the story and it made me go what the I go, what the Feds tell automakers to ignore Massachusetts right to repair law. Oh, what? The overwhelmingly approved statute in Massachusetts requires automakers to allow third-party repair shops to access data reserved for dealers and the manufacturers themselves. In a letter to automakers obtained by Reuters, federal regulators claim that malevolent third parties could do some bad crap. Okay, so the story here is that in Massachusetts, they passed this law that says, hey, automakers, you have to, if somebody buys a car, you have to give them access to the car's computer so that they can fix the car. It's their car. If they want to fix the car, let them fix this. And by the way, this thing won by a landslide. It was 75%. They voted yes. Make a law so that you can't keep stuff secret in the car. But for some reason, the federal government is no, ignore that. Ignore that. We're doing a federal thing that says you can't do that. The right to repair movement is growing when it comes to cars, tractors, and other crap. Automakers insist some data should only be accessible by themselves and dealers, but consumers in several states have claimed that leads to car companies holding an effective monopoly on parts and service. And then you need to buy
a crystal flute
to fix it. This is particularly clear in the case of Tesla. Oh boy. Who's that company owned by?
Iluma.
Well, what does he say?
I love you.
Which once quoted an owner $16,000 for a fix that was eventually completed for $700. Oh, well, bad. That's not good. That's not great. So it's sort of an interesting conflict. You know what I mean? People who buy a car, they're like, I'd prefer to pay maybe $700 to do a repair that you could do for $700. And if you're the auto company, you say, well, $16,000 is better for us, though. So what are we going to do? What are we going to do here? It's probably better for people to be able to repair their crap for cheap and just have their crap work forever. But that's not incredibly profitable. That's a problem.
The reason this has turned into such a poop storm in recent years is because many of the biggest companies in the world want to limit our access.
Oh,
but why?
those son of a bitches.
Oh, yeah. On the other side, independent repair shops and consumers argue that automakers are keeping this information from us because of one reason. Money. I would pull cash out of my wallet, but I don't have any. Companies want to protect their authorized providers and force us to pay for repairs. Needless to say, independent repair shops and consumers are fed up and want the government to force manufacturers to share their product information with the general public.
So check this out right here. So suck on this.
Poop.
President Biden and his administration have repeatedly said that they support the right to repair, and that they will penalize manufacturers who do things like violate warranties illegally. In 2021, the Federal Trade Commission sent a report. This is amazing. In 2021, the Federal Trade Commission sent a report to Congress in which it analyzed manufacturer arguments against the right to repair broadly and found that they have been unable to prove that providing repair access to the owner of a car makes them less safe. So you remember that little ad I played in the beginning of this crap here? Whoa.
Domestic violence advocates say a sexual predator could use the data to stalk their victims.
Oh my God.
Pinpoint exactly where you are.
So that ad was from a group representing the automakers. And to me, it sounds like what that ad is saying is, hey, if Massachusetts passes this right to repair thing, where you have to give them access so they can repair the car themselves, or have more competition for small companies to repair cars, it might be cheaper. If you do that, if you pass this in Massachusetts, you get sexual assaulted, bro. You might get sexually assaulted, bro. I mean, come on, man. Come on, don't use sexual assault like that, man. It's serious. If the right to repair people and the FTC, who found out that these claims aren't really substantial from the automakers, and they're like, hey, you get raped if they pass this. Come on, man. That is not moral, man. In a testimony in April, an FTC expert stated manufacturers' claimed justification to oppose repair is that repair restrictions protect consumers from cybersecurity risks. Whoa. That sounds like
Iluma
type stuff. In the report, the commission found no empirical evidence to suggest that independent repair shops are more or less likely than authorized repair shops to compromise or misuse customer data. Nor did the commission find any evidence that providing independent repairers with access to diagnostics and firmware patches would introduce cybersecurity risks. Oh boy. Oh man. Okay, so just to summarize the little problem, the little conflict that we're seeing here. Massachusetts, they're like, you gotta give us a right. You gotta let us repair cars. You gotta let us repair cars. That was an attempt at a Mark Wahlberg. Massachusetts democratically decides, overwhelmingly democratically decides, hey, you have to give us everything we need. You have to give us access to everything we need to repair these dirty little cars ourselves. They're thinking, hey, you can't gouge us, with some monopoly on car fixing. Biden administration, who was like, oh yeah, right to repair, it's good. That's really good, man. Now when the rubber hits the road, now when the rubber hits the road, there's an actual law passed. They're like, don't listen. They tell the automakers, don't listen to that. Don't listen. We know you don't want that. Don't listen to it. Don't do it. That is really something. I kind of like these right to repair people. This is kind of a big thing online, right to repair, it's kind of a simple thing to understand. It's like you buy all this crap from these big companies. Hey, we kind of want to know how this stuff works. We want to be able to repair it ourselves for not a lot of money. But that clashes with what the companies want, which is to, be able to charge a lot of money. So it's a problem. It's a problem. And I wanted to check in with one of the great right to repair YouTubers. He's maybe the greatest YouTuber of all time.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're having a lovely day. I'm not. The reason I'm not is because
This guy rules. He's the greatest. I love this guy. He's got the coziest chair in the game, many call it. You got the mic all bent over.
Hey everybody, how's it going? I hope you're having a lovely day. I'm not. The reason I'm not is because I am sick and tired of running marathons only to realize that there was somebody at the finish line at the 100-mile marker waiting to trip me with their broom the entire time.
Whoa.
Not just that they were there, but that they were there from the start. And had I had binoculars before I even started running the race, I would have been able to look and see and realize that there was somebody at the finish line waiting to trip me. I am not only mad at the system, I am mad at myself for my ignorance and my lack of awareness. And I'd like to explain exactly what happened here in clear detail.
Louis, easy.
And in spite of the $26 million that Ford, General Motors, Nissan, Toyota, and Honda spent on this garbage, in spite of all the money they spent to try and convince you that people being able to fix your car would get you raped, burglarized, racism, redlined, and everything else, they lost. Again, 75 to 25. This happened right on the backdrop of what I thought was the Biden administration actually supporting right to repair. In 2021, the FTC delivered a death blow to anti-repair lobbyists and disingenuous arguments. I did an entire video going over.
So yeah, you've probably seen this guy online. He's kind of notorious for like, he'll like open up a MacBook Air or whatever, and he'll be like, look, this costs a lot at the Genius Bar, but look, it's actually not a big deal. Fix that for $50. Fix that for $50 in like 10 minutes. He's kind of into that stuff. He's really into showing that these repairs aren't that big a deal and that the companies are kind of trying to have a monopoly on repairing because, it's obvious. It's like a big source of revenue. It's a big source to have a monopoly over repair. And he's like, hey, I repair. He's like, your laptop's screen won't turn on. You just go like that. It gets fixed. It's kind of a nice thing, too, if you think about it, for people to be able to repair their crap that they use. It should be taught in schools. Like, hey, if your laptop gets messed up,
So I was very happy to hear them go through every single one of the arguments that you hear in these commercials and on these websites saying that you're going to get hacked and hurt and this, that, and the other, and say, here's why they're wrong. Here's why there's no evidence for that. Here's why that's untrue. And after this report came out, the president actually wrote an executive order on right to repair, asking the FTC to draft rules on right to repair, leading me to actually believe for a short period of time that maybe the Biden administration gave an F about right to repair. However, this is not the case in any way, shape, or form.
Whoa.
18 months in, this was still...
I just want to see that funny part again. Here we go.
Hey, everybody, how's it going? I hope you're having a lovely day. I'm not. The reason I'm not is because...
That might need to be a drop. So, this right to repair guy, Louis, whoa! Louis, Armchair Louis, many call him.
What?
He was really excited. He did this video where he's like, the Biden administration is going to fight for people to be able to repair their crap and for it to not be black boxed or whatever by these companies. He's really excited about that, and now he's basically saying like, man, it was a trick. It was a trick. Yeah, I don't know. It's a telling story because in Massachusetts, what they first tried to do, what the auto companies first tried to do was like, you'll get sexually assaulted if this passes, basically. That didn't work. It was a landslide victory for no, just let us repair our crap. Right to repair people got really excited about this. And then, because the automakers have so much sway, they were just like, nah, you still can't. The ad stuff didn't work. The scary ads didn't work. So they just told Biden, hey, don't do this. And he's like, okay. The Alliance for Automotive Innovation, which represents nearly every major auto manufacturer in the United States, is funding this and a series of other TV ads like it to scare Massachusetts residents into voting against a ballot measure that would expand the state's already existing right to repair law to ensure that you can continue to get your car fixed by anyone you want. The ads heavily imply, and at times state outright, that the legislation would somehow lead to women being stalked and sexually assaulted, a charge that cybersecurity experts say has no grounding in reality. Instead, the auto industry wants to ensure that when your car breaks, you have to take it to a manufacturer, authorized mechanic, or the dealer itself.
This is a Tesla Model S that has a bad $20,000 battery.
Whoa.
This is that $20,000 battery with a bad module that has a bad tiny board. This 25-cent part is what caused that $20,000 repair.
Whoa!
This is
Whoa, wait, what? A $20K repair? You could do it yourself for 25 cents? Huh? Hey, come on. Yeah, it sounds like Tesla, owned by who?
Iluma, I love you.
Is really big on this causing problems for the right to repair people. Check this out.
Hit like a radiator or a line, and no big deal. I was figuring about $800, that's what I saw online.
Uh-huh.
And then Tesla called me up and said it was just a port. I'm like, oh, great, it's just a port. And he's like, well, we have to replace the entire battery. For a port? That's insane. The labor, the super manifold, some other things, it came out to about $16,000.
16
grand.
Since I switched.
Whoa!
Yeah.
It fell all on me. So.
Right. Yeah. At the end of the day, they were up 16 grand and you weren't.
So I said, I don't have 16 grand. And then
who does?
I thought over all my options. It was a long day that day. And I was thinking about just leaving the car there and defaulting on it, but then I knew they would sue me.
And it smacked the battery nipple, and it cracked the nipple right here. Oh. You can see it cracked the bottom half of that nipple. Problem is, Tesla says the only way to fix this is to replace the battery.
Really?
At $16,000.
No, that's cheap, right?
Yeah. So they're like, yeah, it's junk. You can't fix it. You need a battery. I say otherwise.
You're gonna have a dealership just to do this car. There's gonna be no more mechanics anymore because each guy's gonna have his own proprietary software where you can't touch them. It's crazy.
Yeah, right. It's going to get pretty ugly. And that blows my mind, man. I keep reiterating that it's so crazy that, like, what would we do? Like, we're regular people. That's 16 grand.
16 grand is a lot of money.
Yeah, so this is an interesting one right here. This guy's Rich Rebuilds. Rich Rebuilds. I think this guy's been on Rogan, actually. He's been on...
Adult baby.
That is my own sperm.
Okay. And this guy buys a Tesla. He's an engineer for Radio City Music Hall. So he's like, yeah, he's got all this money. So he's got money, maybe even more money than, the average person. This guy, he's like, I'm buy a Tesla. He's also like a Tesla evangelist. He's like, you gotta buy a Tesla. Everybody. He's even in this, he's like, I'm still gonna tell all my friends buy a Tesla. But he's like, Tesla told me that only they could repair this and they wanted $16,000 for it. These people did it for $700. It was like a little piece of plastic.
It was a little piece of plastic that these perverts call a nipple. Man, come on, man, bro.
What a pervert.
Even 700 bones, what you're mostly paying for is like the expertise about Teslas with this. Even 700 bones, a little steep. And this guy's like, even I don't have $16,000 as like a Tesla fan to just drop on this crap, but it's like, yeah, it's pretty profitable. That's the problem. It's funny too, because this guy's like, look, I'm a normal guy. I can't drop 16 grand on this thing. So the Tesla was just like sitting in his driveway. This guy was like taking the bus. He's a
Iluma
fan, and they're like, you got to give us an inordinate amount of money for a repair that shouldn't cost that much. And so this guy just had a bricked Tesla in his driveway, and he's taking the bus around. Yeah, so it makes total sense, that people would democratically say, hey, you can't do that. This causes a lot of crap. This causes a lot of crap in people's lives if you're charging them like 16 grand to fix a piece of plastic. But then Joe Brandon comes in, he's like, I like that though. I like that. This guy Rich Rebuilds, he does a bunch of these. Tesla wanted him to pay $22,000 to replace a battery pack. We did it for 75% less. That's what I call a lot of lost money for
Iluma. I love you.
Jeez. I was thinking of that Jordy Peterman clip.
Hi.
Where he was like, he was basically saying like, there's a natural law to businesses where if the business does something wrong, if the business does something that the customers don't like, even if it's just something that they mildly irritated by, that business is not going to survive.
And well, as small business owners, or maybe some of you are larger business owners, that you mistreat even one of your customers at your peril.
Poop.
Because if you mistreat someone, they not only will they remember that, and they will never forget it. And we have a specialized module as human beings, by the way, to remember cheaters.
And now with this case, we're seeing that it's not true. The companies want one thing, and the customers want another thing. And there's numbers to it. With the Massachusetts vote, they voted overwhelmingly, hey, we want to make it less likely that we get ripped off. We have the numbers. It's an overwhelming vote. And we just see Jordy's wrong here. Like, this is literally a political problem. One group wants one thing, another group wants another thing. How do you resolve this? And we kind of see where Joe Brandon's administration falls on this. They have a famous quote, that administration. They go like this.
I never sucked any ding-dongs.
No one asked, man.
There's a natural law to businesses.
And it's kind of interesting. This exact little political battle has happened before. Before with another very important crap that we use, which is electronics. New York's right to repair law watered down by big tech lobbyists. After waiting for months, Governor Kathy Hochul, she sounds like this. After waiting for months, Governor Kathy Hochul signed a stripped down and much changed version of the Digital Fair Repair Act. So same thing happened. It was like, hey, we're going to make it easier you repair your crap so you don't get gouged or whatever. And then they're like, nah, they don't like that. But I like these right to repair guys. I don't think they're asking too much. It's like, you look at these bills and it's just like, hey, you got to give us the information on a repair, and be able to sell us replacement products, or let some company down the street, some independent thing, let them repair it, and then these companies can compete with that, It doesn't seem like too much to ask. Doesn't seem like a huge ask. Is that too much to ask? You know what I mean?
Poop.
Maybe I want to open up my laptop and
poop.
in it. You know, I don't know. I like this. There's a little hopeful message here. This is from a Tech Dirt article, even though, you know, the Joe Brendan thing that just came out about them being like, hey, car companies, ignore what Massachusetts did, passing this law that says you have to do right to repair. Even though that happened, I like this little hopeful message from Tech Dirt. The problem for companies looking to monopolize repair is several-fold. One, the harder they try to lock their technologies down, the greater the opposition grows. And that opposition tends to be both broad and bipartisan. Oh, interesting.
I am having trouble doing the show.
Ranging from the most fervent of urban Apple fanboys to the most rural of John Deere tractor owners. This isn't a battle they're likely to win, and while we haven't seen federal legislation on this front yet, if the industries continue to push their luck in this space, it's only a matter of time. And I think that is a
crystal flute.
Because these companies are saying,
that is my own sperm.
So there we go, guys. Big shout out to these repair guys. Big shout out to Louis, you know, in his chair with his cats.
The oldest young man in media. It's Wednesday, and that's one of the handful of days that when we look at them, we say,
They make me vomit.
You know, and guys, if you're having a hard week, look at yourself in the mirror and say,
I did everything right.
Love you guys so much. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Oh, hey, guys.
Guess what? You're not even getting the whole show. If you want every episode and a whole bunch of other
subscribe on Patreon.
Subscribe on Patreon for as little as 2 bones. Just click the stupid little link below the video in the comments.
See, right there.
There you go. Click it, and that, yep. When you become a patron for as little as 2 bones, you get the Tuesday, Thursday, patron-only episodes. You also get the weekly Book-a-Blega show where we talk about important books. The questions and comments thing where you can ask questions and make comments and all this crap.
All for less than the price of a rancid Charleston Chew.
And for only 25 putrid little dollars,
you could become a producer.
That's right, support the show and get your name up here. Look at these people. Look at these people, it make the show possible, okay? God. I mean, without these beautiful people, this show goes straight into the dumpster. A rotten, you know, just wet, disgusting dumpster, you know, behind a restaurant. So there's old milk in there. That's where this show ends up without these people. Is that what you want? Okay, I guess it's what you want. I'll just leave. Nope, it's done. It's too late. Okay? Here we go. Here's the dump truck. Here's the dump truck come to pick up the show. This is what would happen with no producers. Thank you.